It should be
not
good.
country.
I agree. Unless it's old school country.
Yeah, some of it is cool.
What's up, kids? Erica on deck, warming up in the bullpen. Let's go. Everybody get your ass on here. We've got important guests to share. This is the news. Welcome to the Boom Network. 100% truth, 24/7. We've got Kristen, Nurse Kristen, who no longer nurse. She got fired. Where is she? Welcome, everybody. All right. I'm going to reach out. I'm going to reach out to her. Kristen. Let's get her on here. There she is. Let's go, guys. Stay tuned. Yeah, you better love her. She's amazing. Hi, Rita. Hey.
Hi. Hold on. Let's clean this up a little bit. There.
Dude. I know. I'll always use like a finger and it gets worse, and I love it.
I have terrible lighting in this room. I can't do anything about it. I'm
Stop
sorry.
it. Stop it. This is fantastic. How you doing?
I'm good. How are you? Thanks for having me back on.
So I'm good. Of course. You're in the news. You've had some life happen to you. What I love is that your smile is just as big the last time I talked to you as it is today. And I think that's important. I think that's important.
I think it might be bigger. I don't know.
All right. So share with everybody, because this is the main part of this. Like, you should be on the news. You should be on the mainstream media. Clearly, all of you guys should be on there, but especially with what's happened to you, I'm utilizing this as a news source, right? So we are our news right now. Kristen, tell us about what happened to you.
Well, I have been all over the news, just maybe not in the way that I would, appreciate.
Right. Right.
But yeah, so when we talked to you, you had all of us on, which was amazing. And we were sharing how we were going as the Canadian or the global frontline nurses to speak on a health freedom stage in DC. So we spoke by the Supreme Court, we spoke at 9 a.m. and it was awesome. It was a little bit disorganized, not gonna lie. They're still building the stage while we were speaking, so there's some obstacles, but we got our message across. And but because of what happened that day, they lumped us into the entire event, and it kind of discredited the whole reason why we went to go speak in the first place. So instead of sharing that we were there to speak for health, to speak on things that we were seeing with COVID, to what we were seeing in the hospitals, one nurse spoke about her mother dying because of negligence, and she's a nurse, and she still wasn't even able to save her mom, even though she was seeing the negligence that was happening and advocating for her mom, and even as a nurse, she still wasn't able to save her.
Sure.
So anyways, we were sharing these powerful stories, and the media decided to twist it into us being there to seize the Capitol. So that was
Which clearly you guys were there for that. Militant group of angry nurses.
Yeah, exactly. So yeah, so we got lumped into that whole thing. Our message was a little bit lost in the media about why we were there and what we were doing, and instead we got kind of said that we were terrorists trying to plan an attack. I can't believe people notifying the FBI, our Canadian RCMP.
Are you serious?
Oh yeah, the RCMP showed up at my door. That was kind of interesting.
Wait, walk us through that, please, if you don't mind.
Oh, so it's the Royal Canadian Mounted Police. They're kind of like our FBI in Canada.
Are they on horses?
No, but you know what? I have obviously never encountered them before, and I actually had to ask my husband the same thing. I'm like, are they going to show up in their red shirt and the suits and the hat? Is that what they normally wear? What do they look? No, just street clothes. They're normal.
Okay. So they showed up at your door, and what was their how did they approach? What did they do?
They wanted to know my involvement with the Capitol and why I was there, and if I was a part of the whole event and everything. So no.
And you just said no, and then they're like, okay,
yeah, basically.
Did it seem like they were just following orders to just kind of go through the steps, or were they really
Yeah.
like, hey, you?
No, it looked like they had a file on me that they wanted to close and just
That was
like,
it.
yeah,
Oh my God.
yeah.
Okay. Okay. Did this happen to anybody else?
Yeah, Sarah, the one that you would have spoke to as well, Sarah from Toronto. Mm-hmm. So her and I went down together. Well. So yeah. So her and I flew down together and flew home, and yeah. So then they kind of came knocking on both our doors.
Have you guys gotten any? Before we get to the current, have you gotten any hate from public, from people?
Oh, so much.
Okay, in what forms? Because I just
I stay off of Facebook,
okay.
but I know people have been fighting battles on my behalf, which is very nice of them. They don't have to, but I know they have been. And it's very ugly. It's an ugly, ugly place. I can't believe the things people are saying and just believing the media, the things they're manipulating and making up. I just feel actually really bad for what must be going on in their heart, in their minds. Like, it's pure deflection, but it's a lot of hate. Like I said, like, you know, a terrorist, I'm a bigot, I'm a racist, I'm dangerous, I'm reckless, I'm like, just like, so I'm ignorant, I'm a piece of shit, like, oh, the C word was used, like, just like awful. I'm not even getting into the deep stuff, just like, you know, wishing ill on my children, you know, like, just terrible stuff that people are obviously dealing with a lot of their own trauma, and I don't even know, but, you know, it just makes me sad for humanity. But amongst all of that, yes, there's been a lot of negative. There's been a lot of saddened, hateful hearts, but there's been so much good. And I think that's why you're catching me smiling, because these news articles, as much as they try to pull us through the mud and, you know, slander us and discredit us and do all this stuff, they brought our people to us.
Right.
So people know where to find us now, and people know where to come. And the amount of support and everything that's coming in has been actually like super overwhelming. I've had a busy 2 weeks in quarantine because, you know, I have to stay quarantined for 2 weeks. So, yeah, you know, I was like, I was following that one. I was like, I'm under the let's like follow those. But yeah, it's been a busy 2 weeks. Like, there's been so much love, so much support. People are ready for the truth. People are so ready for this to come out, for this to end. And I think I showed you the picture. There's a local restaurant and a bar showing their support.
Yeah.
So that was,
what did it say? It was on. And is this in? Where is this? Where was this?
This is London, Ontario, Canada. So,
London. And on the outside, like the marquee where they would say like the live music band is, and you were the live music that night.
Yeah. Yeah, exactly. It was Kristen gets fired for expressing her right to protest and free speech, and they're like, oh my, like OMFG, welcome to China. So it was,
oh, massive love. That's another thing. Chef Pete Evans has done it well. And then I just had it recently. Chef Pete Evans is like, I'm using Twitter because they keep posting my full tweets in these articles where they're bashing me. But with the tweet is the message that's getting out to like millions of people. And then the New York Post did something bashing me about my dad, but they posted like my most important point. And I was like, oh my God, thank you so much, guys, for posting this. Like, I know you're trying to discredit me and make everybody, you know, be more terrified or divide a family or divide, but it's having the reverse effect. And I think they think that we're not as human as we are.
Yes. Yeah. Well, I just did a post yesterday about this, because I just posted a picture with me and my boys. We're out camping and just happy and smiling, and it was kind of like, people think I'm dangerous and reckless and that I'm putting others at risk. And I just kind of put this whole thing, like, I really wanted people to think about why they feel that way. Like, look at my life, like, look at my boys, look at me, like, how am I doing this to you? And obviously I know the answer, so that was kind of at the end. I slipped in and was like, as much as like I'm making you feel uncomfortable, I want you to really ask yourself why, like, to think about this deeply. And, you know, as much as you think I'm making you uncomfortable, maybe if you go deeper, you'll realize what you're actually uncomfortable with is yourself. Like, it's so much inner work, right? Like, I know it's all mirror work, and it's all deflection, it's crazy, but it's like, just really look at me and my family. Like, am I really putting you at risk? Like, really think about this and go deep and look inside yourself. What are you so uncomfortable with within your own soul?
You had such a key word. You said maybe 6 times during that. You said the word think. And I just don't know if people are doing that. Like, truthfully, I had another client, a new one in my office, and we're talking about islands and we're talking about stuff. And the word that kept coming up was think. If you look around you, or you take in the, and you just think just a little, am I a threat to you? Or does this seem right? And I just don't, that's not there. Can you do something real quick? Can you just smile real quick? That's the picture of a threat. That's the picture of danger, everybody. Danger, danger, danger.
I know.
Now wait, you had something happen at work.
Yes, I did.
What happened?
I was terminated officially. So I've been suspended basically since beginning of November. But after this DC trip and all the press, I've been officially terminated. Yeah.
And what was the reason? Did they say? Did they
Not
officially
really.
say? Can you say? No.
No. And
Yeah.
it wasn't really, I can't really say, but I mean, no.
Were you like, thank you?
Yeah, kind of. It was very calm. Like, let me tell you.
Thank you.
Thank you. Like,
But
yeah.
seriously, like the psychology of it, like, was some part of you hurt at all? Like, did you take that in? Did you feel that at all?
No, if I'm being honest,
Zero?
no. No, because you don't do what I'm doing and not be prepared for that. Like, that would just, no. I knew all the consequences. I knew everything. But, yeah.
You had played out all the scripts that could possibly go and probably rehearsed all of them. Like, this is what you're fighting. This is what I'm doing. These are the possibilities. Here we go.
Yeah.
And then that day happened.
It was just like, these are all the possibilities that could happen, and I had to weigh it all out.
Right.
And, you know, and I guess speaking truth was, I don't know, was more important to me.
So does your husband, is he upset he lost his sugar mama?
No, he's been so supportive throughout all this.
So
He's been so good. Yeah, we joke about it because we joked the other day. I was like, I need an assistant for my unpaid activist work.
Right. Yeah. So what's on tap for you? Like, what are you doing? Where are you channeling this? What's going on?
Well, the Global Frontline Nurses is what we started with, which you interviewed all of us, which was amazing. Yes. Thank you. So Sarah and I started a chapter from that. So we started the Canadian Frontline Nurses, and we're kind of doing like a pilot run, because what we want to happen is all different countries to kind of start their own chapter and come together. And we've been talking, Australia looks like they're forming a group and coming together. I think we've had Sweden, Ireland. It's awesome. So we've been working on the Canadian Frontline Nurses, and throughout all this, like, nurses are coming in, they're coming to us, they're finding us, they have stories, they have experiences, they have testimonials. And tomorrow, actually, we're getting all these testimonials. Some are coming live publicly, some are staying anonymous, which is fine. We're going to be reading on their behalf, but they've sent us all their statements, all their experiences, and tomorrow we're recording all of them. And we're going to do like a big press release after, once we've edited the video and got all the footage. So of the following week, we're doing a huge press release of nurses, doctors and nurses, and some PSWs and some other healthcare professionals. And yeah, we're going to do a huge release of all their concerns throughout all this.
That's awesome. Do you guys have a website?
Yeah, it's CanadianFrontlineNurses.ca.
I'm going to put it up here. CanadianFrontlineNurses.ca. All right, guys, go to this. Check this out. Share.
So once we get the video up, we'll get the footage up to that website as well, and we're going to put it out on like all networks and everything. But I know we've been forming other groups. There's other initiatives coming, like the truth is coming. People are ready. It's been 10 months now. We need out of this, right? And I can feel it. Like, I think that's also why I'm excited, because they're trying so hard to slander me, because they know that the truth is coming out. And not just me, but I mean, anyone speaking the truth, anyone that's doing something, they're working really hard to discredit us, because I don't know, they're losing, because our vibration and energy is stronger. The truth is stronger. Like, I just feel really empowered, because the crumbling is what needs to happen. So all this crazy, chaotic energy, all this things that's falling apart needs to happen so we can rebuild. And the rebuilding part is what's making me excited, because what we had before was crap. Like, let's be honest, like it was not sustainable. It was like killing us. It was just not like a lifestyle I wanted to be, you know, a part of. So once all this falls apart, we get to rebuild something amazing and beautiful and new. Mm-hmm.
I love it. And I want to say thank you for everything you're doing and have done and will continue to do. I know you are this beam of light. I've only talked to you twice, but you just like have this steady laser beam of just like love
Even when
and
I'm in
light.
the dark.
And I know, but like no, like there's times where like we get tired. You know what I mean? Like we get worn, man, and it's like shit, like pulling arrows out of your back. You're like, fuck, like. Dude, it's a grind, but I know I want to say thank you for all you're doing, and I wanted to get you. That's why I wanted to share this as much as possible. This is the news. This is truly the news. You know what I mean? And everything you guys are doing, I love it. I fully support it, and I 100,000% with every ounce of my being appreciate what you're doing with your role in this whole thing. Anything else you want the public to know? Anything coming up? Anywhere to find you? Anything? You can tell them a joke. Anything.
Anything. No, I want them to maintain a place of hope and love and a higher frequency and vibration, because that's what we need, and that's what we need to be focusing on now. There's too much hate and sadness and just confusion out there, that we need to be the ones holding this higher vibration and holding this space for love and positivity, and to hold that place of hope that, you know, just picture the future that you want and keep holding on to that and keep fighting for that, because it's going to happen. So I just want to remind people of that, just to stay in that higher vibration. Mm-hmm.
Kristen, you're amazing. Your kids are lucky. Very fortunate. This is amazing. I love seeing this, and I love seeing you raised in a world where this is the mantra. So thank you.
You're welcome.
And if there's anything I can do, always, keep hitting me up. Let me know. All right.
Perfect. All right. Thanks again.
All right.
Bye.
See ya. Wow, guys. Wow. I don't know how you don't listen to her and don't just feel stoked on life, like in some way. And she's just getting blasted by just fuel. So, all right. We've got Fit Soccer Queen. You know who that is. Erica Suter's got a slightly different story, but there's something in common between these two. Share this shit. Go to that website. Share their website. Share it. Because, again, we are the news. You understand this. Everything that they want out is being censored. So share all this stuff. Tag everybody. Share like crazy. That website, this video, other videos, constantly circulate it. Keep it going. Love and light. All right. Next one up. Erica, get ready.